What sort of books do you read? Comedies, thrillers, colouring in books? What's the deal?
Laughter is a healthy thing. I think it's a gift from God. I do that in some Pentecostal churches and they shout, "Burn him!" at the end, but no, that's fine. More than just the show tonight, I pray that you'd work through the refreshments, through the conversations that go on. Father, bless you. Nice to meet you guys.
And we just pray God might be a really good fun evening.
For Tom's gift and his heart in this, Father. Thank you.
And we just trust you in your name. Amen.
Amen.
You all set, Elliott?
I'm all set, yeah, I'm all done. So, we're ready to go.
Cool.
After 100.
So we're heading to Wimbledon Methodist Church, and for a gig. I'm just going through the set list, a little bit of what I'm doing.
There's certainly a lot of miles that Tom would clock up in a year. I just see on Facebook and Twitter and text what he's been up to and how many miles he's travelled.
All the ladies are like, "Is he looking at me?" No. So what I do is a blend of stand-up comedy and magic. I'm a comedian, I make people laugh, but alongside that I share an inspirational message. So here we are, we've arrived at the venue for tonight, which is Wimbledon Methodist Church. A lot of my friends that do comedy are doing both the Christian circuit, if you like. They're touring churches, but they're also doing the comedy clubs. I became a Christian when I was about 17. I had a bit of an experience of God, I guess. And I remember just having a moment of just suddenly it kind of clicked that actually God wasn't about being restricting or boring in life, but actually God had a plan for my life and there was an adventure to go on. And for me, part of that adventure was to do comedy.
What's going to happen now is we're going to remove the stools.
I wanted to connect with people that perhaps are exploring God, or exploring these big questions of life, but wouldn't maybe find themselves in a church on a Sunday morning.
The Bible is littered with comedy, and sometimes we don't see that. Sawing the baby in half, Solomon, is actually a laugh. It's got a serious message to it.
I pray for boundaries and walls to be broken down.
Lord, I pray that tonight people would really sense something of the life that you offer, the life in its fullness. Father, I pray that would really come through tonight. Oh, yes! Oh! Hello, are we feeling good? There's loads of great Christian comedians and magicians out there, more so than perhaps you'd think. I guess the well-known guys are Tim Vine, Milton Jones, I think even Miranda Hart are all Christians. So what's your name? You almost spilt your drink out your mouth then, didn't you? Jesus said, "I've come to give you a life and life in its fullness." Just as good as that one, sir. Just as good. It's not actually the balloon that came out of my mouth. The actual one comes out about 3 o'clock tomorrow. Anyway, Jesus didn't come to bring a boring life, but he came to give us life in all its fullness. Now, I do need a volunteer. At the end of the show, I do a response where I just encourage people to think about how the message has impacted them. I get them to write on a postcard just their thoughts from the evening. We've certainly seen on response cards of people finding God in the moment and having a mini experience, I guess.
Great. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed tonight. It's good to laugh, isn't it? It's good to laugh. After all, where would we be without laughter? Probably Wales, I think. But still, we'll deal with that later.
Thanks for coming tonight. Good night.